What's going on, y'all? It's AJ with 305 Updates, bringing you this week's 305 in 5. For every high,
Puts up the three. Won't go. Rebound box. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup. Get it to him. Tony has space. Malachi Tony still running. Touchdown Miami.
and for every low.
This night in the history of Arrowhead Stadium, the home team warms the folks. Will make Chiefs Kingdom come alive. Back, steps up, delivers downfield, and intercepted! Jamari Sharp makes the pick that will clinch Indiana's first national championship.
305 Updates is here to keep you in the know. Starting off with last week's recaps. The Florida Panthers started off their second half of the season after the Olympic break with a 5-1 win against the Toronto Maple Leafs on Thursday. They followed that up the next day with a 3-2 loss against the Buffalo Sabres, who've been red hot ever since before the break. And last night, they unfortunately lost a close battle with the third place in the Metropolitan Division, New York Islanders. Next, with the Miami Heat, they also went 1-2 last week, losing to the Milwaukee Bucks and Philadelphia 76ers, and then beating the Houston Rockets 115-105 on Saturday. Now, Inter Miami. Up next, we have Messi and company at Inter Miami, who bounced back from their 3-0 loss to LAFC on opening night with a 4-2 win to rivals Orlando City. Moving from the pros to college, the Miami Hurricanes basketball team went 2-0 last week, taking on rivals Florida State in Tallahassee 83-73 on Tuesday, and blowing out Boston College on Saturday 76-54, firmly placing them as a lock for the NCAA tournament. They look to close out the season next week against SMU on Wednesday and at home against Louisville on Saturday. Also, the Miami Hurricanes have finally cracked the AP Top 25 as the number 22 team in the country. It's been a long time coming for first-year head coach Jay Lucas, who pulled one of the fastest turnarounds in college basketball history. Give it up for Jay. The Canes didn't just make waves in basketball, however. They had 10 players compete in this week's NFL Combine, with the 10 players being quarterback Carson Beck, wide receiver CJ Daniels, offensive lineman Francis Mauigoa, offensive lineman Inez Cooper, offensive lineman Markel Bell, defensive back Keontae Scott, defensive back Jacoby Thomas, linebacker Wesley Bassane, and edge rushers Akeem Mesidor and Ruben Bain Jr. Good luck to these 10 as they go through the draft process, and I wish them luck in the future. Now, looking ahead to next week, the Florida Panthers and Miami Heat look to improve upon last week's misfortunes tomorrow as the Panthers play the Devils at 7 p.m. in New Jersey, and the Heat take on Brooklyn at home at 7:30 p.m. On Thursday, the Panthers and Heat will have another double game day as the Heat take on the Nets again at 7:30 p.m. and the Panthers take on the Columbus Blue Jackets at 7 p.m. in Columbus. And on Friday, another double game day. The Florida Panthers go to Detroit to take on the Red Wings at 7 p.m. and the Miami Heat take on the red-hot Charlotte Hornets on Friday at 7 p.m. Now, if you want to stay kept up with all Miami sports news and hear some of my personal takes, follow me on Instagram at 305 Updates. It's right here. And see y'all next week for 305 and 5.